Good evening. I'm meteorologist Ron Childers at the digital desk here in the Action News 5 newsroom. Want to take a little time on this Monday night just to bring you up to speed on some of the weather we're dealing with in and around the Mid-South and big weather story that's over on the West Coast. We're going to talk more about that coming up as well. But after that weekend of rain, the sunshine was certainly welcome today, wasn't it? We picked up just over an inch and a quarter of rainfall at Memphis. And as a matter of fact, many areas picking up right around an inch to an inch and a half, but a totally different story today. Quick look outside from our Best Care Home Services camera in Midtown. We are looking to the west. That's Union Avenue there in the middle of your screen. Looking good tonight and dry. You gotta love that. And here's your first alert to dry weather that is in place to get us going this week. It was sunny and breezy today. We had a north wind about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but even still with the sunshine, we managed to climb above average with temperatures hitting 57. We got a clear cold night coming our way tonight. 50 is where we are right now, but those temps are going to end up in the low to mid 30s around the Mid-South. Even with a north wind at 10 miles per hour, 50 feels like 50. And again, 57 was our high today. Clouds and radar imagery, check this out. Little of anything in the way of clouds. They cleared out of here quickly this morning, and by the early morning hours, we had sunshine to get us going. And look at this, not much at all occurring around the Mid-South right now. Showers to the southeast, the low pressure system that rode along the Gulf Coast, that brought the rain into the Mid-South. But now with dry air filtering in from the north, we're going to get a nice little and much needed, I might add, break from the rainfall as we get on into the beginning of the week. Overnight lows tonight, look at this, right around the low 30s, 32, 33 for most areas. Alamo, you're going to drop to 31, so just below freezing there. We're going to find temperatures right around the low 30s in northern Mississippi, 32, 33 for most areas. Clarksdale is going to drop to about 34 tonight. It will be mostly clear all around the area, even in eastern Arkansas. We're going to find temperatures there in the lower 30s, right around 34 for Helena tonight. And in Memphis, we're going to drop to 34. You want some more sunshine? We got it. We'll hit 35 at 7 in the morning. It's going to be cold out the door in the morning. You'll really be able to feel it. 54 by noon, however, so a quick warm-up, almost 20 degrees warmer in that short period of time from 7 to noon. And then at 5 or at 3, should be at 57. 55 at 5 and still sunny and clear tomorrow night. It's going to be chilly again tomorrow night. We're going to fall back into the 30s. We'll be in the 40s tomorrow evening. But I'll tell you what a great pattern today. By the way, if you got questions, you want to know something, drop them in the comments there. Lydian is here to help me out. Lydian Kennan, our producer on the digital desk at night, and she'll be there monitoring your questions. So if you got something you want to know, let me know, and we'll do our best to answer it. Let's talk about the pattern, because over the next 7 days, look at these temperatures. I think we're going to be back to near 70 on Friday. As a matter of fact, we touched it last week. We're on track to do it again. We'll be in the upper 50s tomorrow, and then 62 on Wednesday and Thursday. We're looking at 68 on Friday, back in the mid-60s Saturday, and 58 Sunday. A little cooler to start next week, but let's talk rain chances, because those two will return. Now, we're going to be dry to get us going this week. We're looking at dry conditions Tuesday and Wednesday. Slight chance of rain on Thursday. Over the next 7 days, right now, the better chance for rain comes into play on Friday. But you may see those weekend rain chances changing as we get a little closer, because forecast models, the long-range forecast models, still going back and forth a little bit on timing and area of precipitation. So hopefully we'll get a little more clarity and unison within the long-range models as we get on towards the middle of the week, a little closer to the weekend. But in the meantime, things are still looking to be on track for rain for late Thursday night into early Friday morning. And even though Friday is looking like the rainiest of the 7 days, believe it or not, most of it's likely to fall before many people even wake up Friday morning. Let's check it out. Let me show you what to expect. I think the day Thursday is going to be dry. We'll have clouds, some breaks in those clouds. It'll be mostly cloudy. But as we get into late Thursday night, right around 10 or 11. By the way, this is a European forecast model I'm using. I like this one. It's been consistent throughout the last couple of days with this pattern. By 11 o'clock Thursday night, we may find a couple of stray showers in the area. And then late Thursday night into the very early morning hours of Friday. That's when I think we're going to likely find a little more widespread light rainfall in the Mid-South. And that will basically fall over much of West Tennessee, northern Mississippi, and eastern Arkansas. By 6 a.m. Friday, just before sunrise, we'll still likely have a few stray showers, maybe even a little drizzle, light rain in the area. But by late morning, it's out of here. And I think as we get to midday Friday, it's gone. Clouds likely clearing a bit. I am hopeful we'll see some peaks of sunshine during the afternoon hours, but even still, we're going to enjoy a nice warm day on Friday, and that rain chance again in the very early morning hours. By the time it's all said and done, check this out. Only about 1/10 to maybe 1/4 of an inch, close to 1/4 of an inch of rainfall expected. So that's what we're looking at right now. That's for Thursday and for Friday. That's why I want you to get the Action News 5 First Alert Weather app. I say this all the time. So I'm at Rotolo's Pizza a couple of weeks ago, and I was waiting on my order, and a couple of guys were in there, and they said, Ron Childers, the weatherman. I said, yes, how are you? And they said, first thing they said was, get the app, get the app. They know I say it all the time. Get the app. And you know what? They had the app. They love it. They use it, and I hope you do too. It's free for Apple and Android. It's got the hour-by-hour forecast. You've got the interactive radar. There's a 24-hour futurecast in there. So if you work outside, there's a high resolution and a longer range futurecast. One that goes for about 12 hours. That's a 3-kilometer higher resolution forecast model. And then another that is a 4-kilometer, 24-hour forecast map. And it's very similar to what we put on TV and use each and every day. So it is a great tool to have, and the best thing about it, it's free 99, free 99. So get the app, get the app. And if you see me out in public, go, hey, Ron Childers, I got the app. Lydia, we got any questions so far?
We do, and they're all pretty much asking the same thing.
Let's hear it.
People want to know, when are we going to see snow again, and when is it going to get really, really cold again?
I will tell you this, it looks like we are going to see another cold snap come into play right around mid-February. As a matter of fact, by next week, we'll likely see another cold snap coming back into play. I don't see much of anything in the way of precipitation. I'm not going to rule out the possibility of maybe, there is one chance of rain that comes into play with this, and there could be a little something that develops on the backside. But even still, that's kind of rare for this area. Typically, that's not the setup for the Mid-South, and especially when you got very warm conditions ahead of it. It's not as conducive to get that wraparound, colder air that will lend itself to any accumulating winter precip. But I'm not going to rule out the possibility of another round of snow before we get into, before winter is over. And by the way, here's something to keep in mind. We've seen some of our biggest snowfalls in the month of March. So we're going to get through March. We will see. I do think that the pattern is going to lend itself. As a matter of fact, the European forecast came out with its seasonal outlook today. And as we head into spring, I think things are going to get very active. We're looking at a very active jet stream that will lend itself to up and down temperatures. With that, it increases the potential for severe weather as we get into the spring months. But if you get a sudden surge of moisture that intersects with one of those brief periods of cold, that could lend itself to some snow coming in to play. I don't think we're going to look at anything in the way of ice, but I'm not going to rule out the possibility of another snowfall before winter is over. By the way, the average snowfall for winter here in Memphis in the Mid-South is about 5.5 inches. We're already close to that now, and if I never see another snowflake, it will be too soon, especially after that week we had. Lydia, what else you got? Anything else?
I'm not seeing any other questions, Ron.
All right, good, because I want to take a minute. We're going to figure out how to get Lydia on camera here. So be watching for that in the coming days. I want to take a look at another big weather story, all right? So this is, oh, by the way, let me give you a weekend forecast. I know it's Monday, but I start thinking about the weekend Sunday night. So this Saturday, we're looking at mostly cloudy sky. There's a 30% chance of rain right now, 30% chance on Sunday. I do believe we're going to have more clouds Saturday or Sunday than Saturday, so maybe a little peak of sunshine. But again, forecast models going back and forth. I do believe we could see rain chances increasing on Sunday, but don't be surprised if you see those percentages go up. But let's talk about some real rain, shall we? Because I want to show you what's going on elsewhere. Now, this is the big picture here in the Mid-South. And when you know my computer, it's acting wonky once again. Let's see if I can get it to shift and show you what's happening over on the West Coast, because we have a big storm system that is in play there. And right now, let me see if I can just stop this, and I'll just advance it myself here. So this is what's going on in the nation's midsection. It is dry, it's mostly clear, but however, back to the west. Let me do this one more time. Let's check this out. As we go over to the west, there we go. The animation's in there. Check this out. We have an atmospheric river that's just driving Pacific moisture into Southern California. It's bringing snow into the higher elevations of the Sierra Nevada. Something interesting today, and noticed my friend Craig Cece, who is a meteorologist in Starkville, posted something on Twitter that that UCLA, they've got a rain gauge on campus. Annually, they pick up about 17 3/4 of an inch of rain annually for the whole year. Today, they had 12 inches of rain in the gauge from a 24-hour period. That gives you the idea of the intensity of the system. Los Angeles, this morning, it already had reports of 10 inches of rainfall from this atmospheric river just driving this Pacific moisture right into Southern California. This is really a dangerous situation for folks in that area, because the potential for flooding, mudslides, even heavy snow that could even lead to avalanches in some of the higher elevations of the mountains in that area, definitely possible. But notice how all that moisture is just streaming in there. It's just coming right on shore. See, we don't have radars out here. There is rain out there, but the radar's a little closer to the coast and right there inland in Southern California, and even the San Francisco Bay Area getting a lot of precipitation out of this, and snow a little farther inland for those areas. But let's take a close look at LA. There are some higher mountains there. You get around Pine Mountain Club, you get right there around south of Victorville, those higher mountain ranges, they're getting snow. Lots of big, wet, heavy snow, while LA itself is just being inundated with rain. You see those areas of yellow, orange, red? That's where we've seen the very heavy precipitation, and they're dealing with just hours of this on end. And as we take a look now at the watches and warnings, there are flood warnings, there are flood watches that are in the area. So you've got aerial flood warnings, and even into the mountain ranges, there are winter storm warnings. This is even impacting the Southwest with wind advisories for parts of Arizona. And that moisture even streaming into Utah, bringing winter storm and winter weather watches for that part of the country. Nevada also dealing with winter storm warnings and with winter weather advisories as well. So a lot of activity going on out there as a result of this basically atmospheric river. This is water vapor, so this is moisture within the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, and you can just see it steadily streaming in. It's coming in, big low pressure center here, and then it just kind of dives, makes a move north. It's bringing in moisture from just west of Mexico right into Southern California and the southwestern U.S. There are going to be some big stories coming out of there in the next day or so, especially given the fact that this is going to continue well into the day tomorrow. I think they're likely not going to even see a break until we get towards the middle of the week, middle and end of the week. Notice how that moisture is going up the Rockies, and then we've got cold continental air mass that's coming down out of southern Canada. That's driving north into the mid-south. So we'll likely see a little bit of this moisture, and by midweek, that's going to bring some clouds into the area. And by the way, the same system is going to be what prompts our next round of rain. The moisture from that and the remnants of it coming into play by the end of the week and on into the weekend here in the Mid-South. So that's kind of the setup. That is what's going on there. So our hearts go out to all the folks that are on the West Coast, Southern California. where the flooding is just torrential in that area. That's one of the cool things about being on the digital desk at night. I can show you some of these things that we don't have time to spend while we're on television. I have a very limited amount of time, and I just really want to focus on local weather here to give you your first alert to what to expect throughout the evening, through the day, so I don't get the extra time to always point out these systems that are working in other parts of the country or even other parts of the world. So we're going to try to do something nightly here at the digital desk. I hope you'll join us right around 8 o'clock each evening. We get a little bit of a late start tonight, just getting everything together. I'm learning this as well. Lydian's with me and taking time away from her normal duties on our digital feeds, monitoring Twitter or X, or what is it, Lydian? Is it X?
It's X, but we do still call it Twitter.
We do, don't we? But you handle the Facebook and all the other stuff. You handle any digital content, you're it. You were the
For
person.
tonight,
So,
yes.
Yes, she is it. So I drag her away from her duties to help me out here. But I think we'll have some fun. We'll talk about weather and just things going on in other parts of the country, even other parts of the world in the coming days and weeks. And of course, it's a good opportunity for me to encourage you to join us for Action News 5 at 10. Of course, we'll talk more about what's coming up in the week ahead. I'll have another focus on the precipitation for the end of the week. And by the way, if you have the Action News 5 First Alert Weather app, I put a video on there with the rain chances, or basically showing the future cast and the rain chances for the end of the week. So go and check that out. And if you don't have the app, get the app. Get the app. But in the coming days, we'll be doing more of that. But also, I do want to invite you to join us for Action News 5 at 10 tonight. Joyce Peterson's working on Governor Bill Lee's State of the State address tonight from Nashville. Some interesting things there. West Tennessee was mentioned on a couple of occasions there. Also, new news today about some big money coming into the DA's office to help out with salaries there. So we'll have another story on that. And of course, Joe Birch, Joy Redmond, along with all the day's news. And we got Doc Holliday with sports. He's got some good stuff on the Tigers. So I hope you'll join us for that tonight on Action News 5 at 10. Lydian, anything else I need to touch on, or anybody got a question about anything?
No, I don't see anything.
All right, it's my friend Lauren Hoosier watching. She's always there. Hi, Lauren. How are you? Anyway, hey, that's going to wrap it up for us here at the Digital Desk. I will see you on TV tonight on Action News 5 at 10. Have a great night. Enjoy the sunshine while it's here. Get the app. Rain's coming back.